I'm from Mitchell's Plain. I grew up in Deep River when I was about, I don't know, I think 9. And when I was in, yeah, from grade 1 till grade 7, I was in Deep River. And then I moved to Mitchell's Plain.
God above everything, God above everything that you and me can see. Prayer above everything, prayer above everything that life can bring to me. I feel like singing and
By the age of 14, 15, 16, I tried to commit suicide, I think about 4 times. And then it never worked. And then one time, the last time I did it, was I could feel my body slowing down. Things were slowing down. And no one was at home. I think they all went for a walk that night. It was 7 o'clock. And I felt just, what's the point? I'm not seen. What's the point? And that is why I'm into it. Because of the question that always goes around in the young people's mind: what's the point? They don't see me. No one loves me. No one cares. And I tried to commit suicide. And then I felt my eye close. And I'm like, but I was so weak, but yet so strong. And God said, get up. Something just said, get up. And I got up and I ran to get some water, and I stood outside. It was obviously dark, cold and dark outside. So got some fresh air, and I'm like, oh my word, I can't. And I'm like, Lord, you woke me up from this thing, so now what now? And he said, I'm not done with you yet. I told God, you can't possibly give me an identity that isn't meant to grow. Because I mean, if God gives you something, everything is attached to something else. But I just felt like that was it. I hit the ceiling of my identity. So I said, if I hit the ceiling of my identity, then clearly this is not who I'm supposed to be. I was a teen mom when I was, I think, about 17 years old. Gave birth at 18. So that was my birthday present. And I had a very difficult life. I think my whole life was just people expecting things from me. And I think the reason why I became a teen mom, or basically why I didn't care, was because of the fact that I kind of also helped my mom raise my brothers, because she was also a single mom, and she was kind of working night shifts. So I always had to step in. And so when I became a mother young, I was like, I know how to do this. But then I didn't realize that everything that you plant in your younger days actually grows fruits in your older days. Now I'm basically reaping the fruits or the seeds that I've sowed when I was younger, and or kind of experiencing the seeds that I've sowed. And I then met their father, and then got into a relationship with him, and I was with him for 9 years, and it was a very good relationship. But I think there was also, because of the fact that we were young, we also allowed lots of people to get in by saying things and those type of things. And I'm a bit more stronger than he was, so I can kind of say, don't listen, don't, but I wasn't controlling. I was just like, listen, don't bring that person into our space. And I'm very cautious with energies, because I can immediately see the energies people bring. And where he was a bit kind of easily manipulated and I wasn't, it also made us argue and those type of things, and things didn't work out. Afterwards, for that year, after we were split, for that year, I was broken. I was completely broken. And sometimes I didn't want to be alone. And I also lost my granny in the same year that we were broken up, and I had to mourn. And he actually, left me, and he said he was very eager to leave because of the other side that looked beautiful. And I said, listen, once you leave, then it's done. There's no coming back. And I said, I'm a ride or die, but once you leave me, then I'm done, because I also know my worth. And I know there's so many people that would want a woman that has a brain. And he says, no, I want this. And I said, okay, I'm not going to fight, and I'm going to let you go. And honestly, I was fighting in my prayer closet. I was praying and said, Lord, if this is for me, then let it work. And it didn't. And I said, okay, so it's not for me. What now? And God allowed me to be alone with myself many times. And I was so scared for it, because I'm like, I was trying to procrastinate the growth. Now, obviously, before growth, you first need to be cut. because things need to be removed that you've been building up that isn't there for the next level. So the things that I needed for the next level were things that I didn't have, and the things that I had were things that had to be removed. But in order for me for it to be removed, I had to be moved. Okay, so I left Zara at my mother because Zara's school was close to my mother's house, and I had to take Eli with me because Zara and Eli's relationship was so close. The ripping between the two of them, they were screaming and they were holding each other's hands, and my mother had to pull Zara as I'm pulling Eli away. And that to me was like, I can't believe what this man has done. And I sent him a message and I said, do you know what you did, man? You didn't even just rip us apart, but you ripped the children apart. And I said, I'm going to do everything that I must do in order to bring my children together with me. The children fed off what I was portraying. So if I portrayed a happy personality and a happy self, then they see it and they're like, okay, she's fine. But if they catch me while I'm crying, then obviously they're like, oh, but yesterday she was smiling, what the heck is going on now? And so I made sure that wherever I let myself go, or wherever I allowed myself to be weak, I made sure that that environment was enclosed because of the fact that they mustn't see. And then I just didn't allow them to see a part of me that was going to fade away. Because that lonely part, that broken woman, it faded away. I think in that time, I think it was the next month, I prayed for a car. And I said, Lord, I need a car, because if I have a car, things will be better. And I tithed for the car. I put my tithes into church that one Sunday. The Tuesday, I got a message from one of the old worship leaders that I was with. And she said, Robin, I have a car standing in my yard. I'm driving it now. I heard you need a car. Do you want to use it? Then I said, okay, Lord, I got the car now, but I need a school for Zara. And what obedience did for me was it opened many channels for me to speak to God. Because when you're obedient, God listens more and He answers quicker.
Dear Father God, I want to say thank you that you are the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. You are Jehovah Jireh, the great I am. You are El Shaddai. You are Abba Father, Father God. You are, Father God, everything that I need you to be. Lord, Father God, you've opened doors for me, Lord. Father God, many people, Father God, have started to destroy me, but Lord, you have tried, Father God, your best to make sure